Good morning, students. This is the time for your computer class, and as you know that in our previous class we have started chapter number 5, that is learn to use MS Excel 2007. So students, in our previous class we have already understand what is a spreadsheet and what are the procedure for starting MS Excel and what is the use of MS Excel. Yes students, MS Excel is a spreadsheet program which is used to perform calculation on the numbers which numbers are arranged in a tabular form with row and columns. Okay, and these tables with row and columns are called spreadsheets. Okay students, so today we will continue this chapter to the next part. Okay, so keep your computer book during this class. So let's start the next part of this lesson. Students, when we start our MS Excel program, you can see the MS Excel screen that appears with a blank sheet. Okay, you can see the blank sheet diagram in your book on page number 54. Okay, so there are some screen elements. You can see that there is the title bar like quick access toolbar, ribbon, office button, formula bar, sheet tab, status bar, worksheets. Okay, so what is title bar? You can see the title bar on the top of the diagram. Title bar, it appears on the top of the screen, and title bar displays the name of current workbook. Yes student, whenever you create any file in MS Excel, it is called workbook, and which name you define for a workbook, this name will display on the title bar. Okay, and the title bar also contains minimize, maximize and close button. You can see that this is minimize, maximize and close button. Okay, next is quick access toolbar. You can see in the diagram quick access toolbar. It is present on the title bar and it helps us to do common tasks with just one click. Yes students, there are many commands in quick access toolbar and you can use this command with just one click. It is a shortcut toolbar. Okay, as the name suggests, quick access toolbar means we can access any command quickly. Now next, that is ribbon. The ribbon contains two parts, tabs and group. You can see the diagram of ribbon in your book, where each tab contains command that arrange in different groups. Like you can see that there are some tabs like home, insert, page layout, formulas, data. These are the tabs, and whenever you click on these tabs, the associate commands will arrange in different groups. For example, if you click on the home tab, you will find these groups like clipboard group, like font group, like alignment group, and each groups contain commands. You can see that the font command will contain the bold, italic, underline, font size and font style commands. Okay, similarly the cells group will contain the command for insert cell, delete cell and format cell. Okay, so this whole area is called ribbon and it contains two parts, tabs part, that is the top part, and groups part, that is the bottom part. Okay, now next there is a office button. In 2007 version you will find office button, and in 2010 version, if you are using 2010 version, then you will find the file button. Okay, so whenever you open MS Excel program, you will find this office button on the top left corner. It contains different options which help us to work in MS Excel. Yes students, office button will contain many type of command like new, open, save, save as. You can do any kind of work in MS Excel. So it helps us to do that. Okay, students. Now formula bar, you can see this is the formula bar and this is the name box. Okay, name box will provide you a name of a cell. Name means address of a cell, because you see that each cell has a unique address. Okay, if I select this cell, this is selected cell, you will find with the black border, that is cell A1, means A column and 1 row. So that's name or address will be A1. You will find the name A1. Okay. So this is the formula bar, and the formula bar is made up of two parts, name box and formula box. Name box, you know that it will represent the cell address, and formula box where you will define your formula. Means if you want to perform any kind of calculation on the numbers, you will define your formula in the formula box. Okay. Now next is sheet tabs. The name of the worksheet appears on the sheet tab, and the active sheet name is displayed in bold letter. You can see that here sheet 1 displayed in the bold letter. So sheet 1 is active sheet. Okay, and you can move from one sheet to another by clicking on its tab. You will find this sheet tab, students, at the bottom of the window. Here is sheet 1, that is active sheet. Whenever you will want to work with sheet 2, you have to click on sheet 2. Okay, you can add more sheets. Okay, because a workbook will can contain one or more sheets. Okay, so you can work on multiple sheets in the same workbook. Okay, students. For example, if we talking about a book consists number of pages. Similarly, a workbook consists number of sheets. So you can work with a single sheet, you can work with multiple sheets. Okay, and you can add the multiple sheets according to your requirement. If you want more sheets, then you can add more sheets into your workbook. Okay, and after completing your task, you have to save this workbook according to your required name. Okay, students. Now next, that is status bar. You can see that status bar is the bottom bar. It displays the current status of the cell and zoom option. Yes, students, it will show you the current status. Whenever you work with the sheet, then you will find the current status in the status bar. And there is a zoom option. Zoom option is used to view larger or smaller in a sheet. You can see that there is a zoom option. You can increase zoom and you can decrease zoom by plus and minus sign. Okay. Now worksheet, you know that an Excel document is called a workbook. Student, whenever you create any file in Excel, that this document is called the workbook, and the blank worksheet is a part of the workbook. Yes, all the sheets are the part of the workbook, and each workbook contains several worksheets. As I told you before, that a workbook can hold one or more sheets. Okay, the default name of the workbook are book 1, book 2, and so on. Means if you are not giving any name to your workbook, it will save with like book 1, book 2, book 3. Okay. Similarly, if you not save your worksheets, then its name will be sheet 1, sheet 2. So you can define your own name for a workbook or worksheet. Otherwise, it will take this default name. Okay, students. Now, parts of worksheets. A worksheet is made up of columns and rows representing cells. You know that cell is a smallest unit of a worksheet. Then what is cells? Cells are the boxes that is created by intersection of rows and columns. You can see that this is the cell. These all the cells that represent by the rectangular box. Okay, that can hold numbers, text or formulas. Okay, we can enter every kind of values in these cells, and each cell has its own address for reference. Yes students, each cell in a worksheet has its own address for reference. The address consists of a column letter followed by a row number. For example, C3 is the cell address of a cell that present at the intersection of column C and row 3. Okay, you can see in the diagram also, there is a column C and row 3. So address of this cell will be C3. Okay, now the last cell is labeled as XFD104856. Okay, this is the last cell of a worksheet. Okay, you will not able to find, because whenever you work with a large number of data, then you will find this large cell. Okay, now active cell, the cell with a dark boundary around is called the active cell. You can see the dark boundary around the cell. This is active cell. Whenever you place your mouse pointer and click on any cell, this cell will be active. Okay, and it is also called the selected cell or the current cell. Students, active cell, selected cell and current cell, these three terms are the same, and the boundary of is called the cell pointer that indicate the current active cell. Okay, now name box. The name of active cell appears in the name box. You can see that there is a name box. You will find all the selected cell address on this name box. Okay, and to make a cell active, you can either use the mouse or arrow key on the keyboard to select it. Yes students, if you want to select any kind of cell in Excel, you can use your mouse by clicking, or you can use your keyboard arrow keys for select these cells. Okay, now range of cell, a group of neighboring cell that touch each other is called the range of cell. It generally takes the shape of a rectangular or square. Yes students, if there are two or more cells that are connected together, like A1 to A4, means A1, A2, A3, A4. So the range will be A1 to A4, that will hold cell A1, A2, A3, A4. Similarly, if we talking about a range like cell C1 to C7, so that will hold all the cells starting from the C1, C2, C3, C4, C5, C6, C7. Okay, so whenever you group all these connected cells together to perform any kind of calculation, so you can define such range of cells. Okay, such range is written by specifying the address of the first and last cells of the range. For example, a range C3 colon, yes student, this sign is called the colon sign, C3 colon G12. So this range will start from the cell C3 and extends till the cell G12. Okay students, so the cell range is used when you want to work with all the cells that are connected together. Okay, if you want to define a formula on multiple cells, then you can use the cell range. Okay, cell range can be anything that you can specify according to your requirement, like C3 to G12, A1 to A8. Okay, so this is for today. In our next class, we will understand some practical part of this chapter from the topic selecting and deselecting cells. Okay students, so kindly revise this chapter from your book very carefully and understand it. Okay, and if you have any doubts, then you can ask me. Okay, thanks, have a nice day.